Our past has got an abundance of ways that we could dip into to find a way in which we cannot love ourselves now. This video, my friends, is all about how to love yourself to the core. So before we get into the bulk of the video today, please like and subscribe to the channel. This will allow me to grow my audience, get better collabs, better guest speakers, and provide you with more value. So let's get going. So that little statement that I said just at the beginning of the video there, the past will always present an abundance of ways in which we can stop or are unable to love ourselves now. What do I mean by this? The reason I've popped this at the beginning of the video is because really this is what the whole video is about. It's about where we place our attention. So let's just think about the past for a moment. Not too much, but let's just think about the past and the way in which the patterns from the past start to repeat themselves in this present moment and in the future if we don't start to learn how to release and dissolve and flip the script on some of those patterns. So in all of our pasts, we could find 1, 2 to 1 million billion ways in which we have been taught, conditioned, or shown different ways in which we are not lovable. It might have come from certain childhood situations. It might have come from certain educational circles. It might have come from ways in which we've treated ourselves because of specific situations. It might have come from society. It might have come from certain social groups. It might have come through friendship groups or through a partner or certain relationships, right? But in the past, I'm referring to the past as in not right now, not in this present moment. In the past, there are an abundance of ways in which we could latch onto to find something in the now that we can hold on to that is essentially stopping us from loving ourselves to the core. And that's in the past. And what happens is our subconscious creates patterns that we hold on to throughout life. So even though the past is no longer with us and now is all there is and the future might not even happen, even though the past is no longer with us, the body and the mind and our subtle bodies, if you like, store these subconscious patternings of how we were treated in the past or how we treat ourselves in the past, or all these multitude of ways in which we were unlovable in the past. And let me just give you a little example of those patterns in the body. So the subconscious, for example, makes up more than 80+% of the brain. Yeah, it's subconscious, it's not conscious. And you can imagine all of those patterns and all of those memories and all of that stuff, that data, that information that we've collected from the past and we've brought it into the present in that, only just in that mental capacity, only just in that subconscious space, brought it here. And what happens is we replay those patterns over and over and over and over again like a broken record until we cut ties with it and choose a different way. Okay, so we're going to be robotically, almost like a conveyor belt, continuously repeating patterns from the past, even though they are no longer here, but they are stored within us, inside that subconscious brain as patterns of memory that then allow us to, or we respond to in a certain way, and then we carry on encouraging that pattern or that memory, and that's how our life plans out, right? Another way in which we carry stuff from the past to here, to the now, is through our body, right? Our physical body, in many ways, stores these subconscious patternings. The fascia, the sticky spider web of connectivity around the muscles and the tissues, stores this subconscious memory of how we cannot or should not or will not love ourselves to the core right now because of all all this stuff, all this baggage where we were not lovable in the past, and we've brought it to now in our fascia even, right? So it's actually in the body, not just the mind, also in the physical body. You've heard the book, or heard of the book maybe, The Body Keeps the Score. It's a good one. Read it. You'll know what I mean by the body keeps the score. The body keeps these patterns inside of itself until we switch the light on, until we change the way in which we want to work, right? From the now going forward, and it's in our capable hands, right? At the end of the video, I'm going to get into ways in which you can start loving yourself to the core right now in your daily life, to flip the script and change the pattern and tune into a new vibration, tune into a new mantra, if you like. And then another way that the unlovable patterns from the past have been brought into the now are through our subtle physiology, okay? So through our energy body. This is when we are continuously bringing our attention back to the past. We are sending our energy back to the past. It's not in the present, it's ruminating and it's latching onto, and it's taking itself out of the present space, and therefore where our attention goes, our energy flows. So we are bringing forth, right, the patterns from the past to the now. So here are some ways, mentally, physically, spiritually, or energetically, if you like, emotionally as well, that we might carry this baggage of lack of self-love from the past to the now, right? And when I talk about loving ourselves to the core, I want to quickly add what I really mean by the core. I'm going to flip the lid of what the core really means. So when we're talking about I'm loving myself to the core, for example, or I love them to the core, we often refer to like a metaphor of the core of the human, like right to the center of their being, right? All of them, all of you, right to the center. Where is that center? And this is an absolute key for loving yourself to the core. Where is that center? Is it a physical space inside of you? All of you, from the bones to the energy, to the muscles, the organs, the tissues, smile, the eyes? Where is that core that we are referring to? I'm going to tell you where the core of life is. And this is the only place we can love ourselves from. And that core is presence. If we are not allowing ourselves to bring our attention to the present moment, it's going to be an impossible task to love ourselves to the core, because core really in its depth of the word is right here, right now, because that is the only place that really exists. Sure, we carry stagnation energetically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in all of these different ways, mentally, from the past to the present, because we are continuously feeding it, yeah? Because what we feed grows. So if we are continuously feeding our lack of self-love from the past mentally, so we're responding to the thoughts of I am not good enough, I can't do hard things, yeah, I'm not worthy enough of this X, Y, or Z relationship, I don't believe in myself. If we're continuously reinforcing those thoughts by bringing our attention, like I said, we're going to talk about attention to those thoughts, we are going to repeat those patterns over and over and over and over again until we release the attention. Because where our attention goes, our energy flows, and it perpetuates. This is a law of energy healing. It perpetuates throughout our life until we flip the script mentally. Same thing physically, right? If we continuously hold on to that tension and that stress and that friction inside of the body, in the fascia, in the organs, in the muscles that we've carried as a source of almost like physical, it's created a physical sensation inside of the body, right? Because thoughts can create an emotion, which can create a feeling, which then comes into a physical sensation in the body and can store, because the body keeps the score. If we continuously hold that in the body, we are holding onto the patterns from the past very, very, very tightly, because human beings seem to struggle to let go of things, as not as easy as a tree might let go of a leaf, right? When the leaf is passing and is dead and it needs to release so a new leaf can grow through. The tree just naturally, without resistance, moves. Yeah, nature is God consciousness. It just gets on with its job. We are nature, but we also have a mind that comes with it that makes things much more challenging to just release. So like the mind, if we're continuously holding on to these lack of self-love patterns in the mind, we are reinforcing what the past had to say about us, but the past no longer exists. It's only existing in our ability to hold on to it mentally. Same physically. If we are holding on to that tension and that tightness and that rigidity around the past and where we were not lovable, we are keeping that pattern moving. And the same when it comes to our energy, right? Or our emotions even. If we are continuously reaffirming these emotions that, you know, I'm an unlovable person, I'm not good enough, I feel sad about it, I feel guilty about it, this happened and that happened, and because this happened, because that happened, I have to feel guilty, I have to feel shameful, I have to feel angry, right? I'm not saying these emotions are wrong. No emotions are wrong, they're just moving energy, right? And we feel an abundance of all emotions. We're humans, that's what we're here for. I'm not saying there's a wrongness in an emotion, but what I am saying is when we feel the emotion and we have the inability to have that emotional intelligence to observe that emotion and feel it and release it as we might naturally do, maybe like an animal might, right? Be able to shake it off a little bit more and watch it and observe it. Then we're going to continuously replay this emotional pattern, like the mental pattern, like the physical pattern, that we are not lovable now and we won't be in the future. And that's the same thing for our energy. If we are continuously going, oh, but that happened in the past, therefore I can't love myself now. Oh, I did this in the past, therefore I can't love myself now. So and so did that to me in the past, therefore I can't love myself now. Now and the past are two completely different dimensions. The past is no longer here. Now, this very unfolding moment, as I click my fingers, it's a new now, new now, new now, new now. Every single new now, we have the ability to flip the script, change the way in which we want to work with these patterns that we've ingrained into ourselves and choose to love ourselves. It is a choice. I'm not going to sit here and say it's an easy choice. I'm not going to sit here and say that connecting to presence is an easy thing to do. But I am going to sit here and say that connecting to presence is our core. And whenever we take ourselves out of our center, out of our core, out of the place where we are already whole, we are already lovable, our Creator made us exactly as we are, therefore they were happy with us in this ecosystem, in this life that we've been given as a gift. Therefore, we are already lovable. We are lovable as our birthright. We are lovable as a human being born onto this planet. We don't have to do anything else to prove that we are lovable. We are already lovable in our innate existence. And to remember that, we have to come back into existence, because the past isn't existence anymore. Only now is existence. And in our innate existence as a human being on this planet, we were made through love, nature, God consciousness. It's love. And love is lovable because it's already love, right? So to love yourself to the core, you have to come back to the core of existence, which is presence, which is the now moment. And every moment that passes, to learn how to forgive that moment. Forgive means to give forward your energy to the present and release the ties with the past. When we can learn to forgive every single moment of existence and come back to now, we hold the key to loving ourselves wholly, because it's not something we have to do or think to do, or it's not something that we have to get from the outside of us and bring it in. It's something we already are. We just have to remember that. So yes, it is a challenge when we've been mistreated, when we've treated ourselves unkindly through varying different layers of the past and varying different layers of existence, what was existence, if you like. And because we've brought it forward into now, yes, it's a challenge to release that. So for the final part of this video, I just want to give you a couple of little tips as to how you can start to reinforce your attention, because where attention goes, energy flows, right? Your attention back to presence, where you are already loved. You're already lovable in this space. How can you reinforce your attention back to presence in every single moment, day-to-day life, right? It takes practice. It takes lots and lots and lots of practice. And the more you practice something, the better it becomes. Because the more attention you put on that, the more the energy will flow to that. Okay, so give yourself the time, give yourself the patience, be kind to yourself, and practice bringing your attention back to the moment. How can we do this mentally, for example? Yeah, the Buddhists will call it mindfulness. In Kundalini Yoga, which is what I teach, we might call it awareness, or becoming the observer of thought. So you can ask yourself the simple question, where is my mind? You know the song, where is my mind at right now? Is the attention on the past? Is the attention on the future? How can I sink back into my core in the now? You can ask yourself the same question with emotions. Where are my emotions at now? Yeah, are my emotions being fed from the past and I'm attaching myself to them and creating an identity out of them? Are these emotions fearful of the future, repeating from the past? Like, where are my emotions right now? How can I bring myself back to my core now and watch those emotions? Become the observer a little bit more. Same with the energy. Where's my energy? Is my energy centered inside of this now moment, or am I continuously sending my energy back to the past? Ask yourself the question, where is my energy right now? And if it's at a point where you are doubting yourself and you're being unkind to yourself and you feel unlovable, then your energy is not in the now moment, because the now moment is already abundant in love. You can do the same for the physical body. Where is my physical body now? Is it tense? Is it tight? Is it stressed? Is it rigid? If it's tense and tight and stressed and rigid, it's holding on to the baggage from the past. We might call this the pain body, right? Or it's then reinforcing that baggage from the past and worrying it might reflect in the future. The now moment is of ease. So you can ask yourself the question, where is my energy right now? Where is my mind right now? Where are my emotions right now? Where is my physical body right now? And you are instantly going to be able to recognize where that is, because if it's not from a place of love, it's somewhere else. And they are my little tips for today. Ask yourself the questions and bring your energy back to the center, because from the center, from existence, you are already whole and you are already loved. So that is how to love yourself to the core, and it takes practice. Thank you so much for listening today. Lots of love, and I'll see you soon.